I dreamt of a bird who was golden and transparent. The bird's body was warm and the legs were human-like. Sometimes it would walk, sometimes it would fly in the sky, and sometimes it would sing. When the bird would sing, a stamp would mark its song. To no surprise, after I woke up, I decided to call it Singing Bird. One day, I had a dream that the bird flew from my heart to a blank piece of drawing paper. When it landed on the piece of paper, it immediately became part of the painting. Singing Bird wished to create a forest home on the canvas. Afterwards, the bird flew into the holy secret place where memory seeds fly like the flow of light. Singing Bird picked up 5 different seeds that had 5 different colors. Then it flew back to an empty place on the canvas and planted them in 5 different places: the east, the south, the west, the north, and in the center. In the east, wren seed budded in the springtime. Wren seed grew to have a green tree trunk, green leaves, green branches which were straight, bent, and beautifully entangled together. It was a tall and handsome tree. The bird flew to ask the tree if it could build a nest there. Wren Tree agreeably consented to its wishes. "Yes, sure. You can choose the place wherever you like." The situation turned out happy for everybody. The tree protected the nest from the wind and the rain, and Wren Tree also liked to listen to the singing of the bird. One day, Singing Bird's baby hatched from the egg. Its name was Little Singing Bird. When it grew up, it naturally wanted to learn to fly, but it was too scared to try. When Wren Tree tried to teach Little Singing Bird how to fly, it was so shocked and stunned by its kind proposal. The tree said, "My pollen and seeds can reach all corners of the world." The bird responded surprisingly with, "But you don't have any wings." Confidently, Wren Tree said, "My countless leaves are my countless wings. They will not be broken by the dark night." Little Singing Bird responded with, "But your wings cannot decide where to go." The tree got very angry. Its bark became very dry, and its voice became very hoarse. Wren Tree's body shrank as its branches started to shake ferociously. It made a huge effort to prove how great it is to have its leaves fly into the sky. However, the branches and leaves of the spring tree are too tender to fly away, just like a baby is dependent on its mother. The tree got more and more angry when all of a sudden its jealousy and anger hit the branches and leaves like a typhoon. The bird was catapulted to the deep valley in the south. The angry energy of Wren Tree followed Little Singing Bird. Luckily, there was a red tree in the southern valley named Lee that caught Little Singing Bird from its fall. Lee Tree was as wide as the valley, and its top looked like a triangle on its side. It spoke very fast and had a husky voice. As the tree caught Little Singing Bird, it anxiously asked, "Hey, are you okay? I hope my branches didn't hurt you." Recovering from the shock, the little bird apologized to Lee Tree. Sorry. Feeling a bit ashamed, Little Singing Bird confessed that he never learned to fly. "You can fly if you try again and again," said Lee Tree very encouragingly. Little Singing Bird looked up for a long time to ponder whether it could fly up out of the valley. Sadly, its eyes fell out of fear and lack of confidence. A look of disappointment passed over its face. "This valley is so high. How can I fly out of it?" Lee Tree burst out laughing as plumes of hot energy emanated from the full leaves and said, "I too have been a small seed, and now you see how big of a tree I have become. I believe I am growing every day. One day I will be taller than this valley and continue to grow taller than the sun. Come on, let me help you get out of the valley." With a blank expression, the little bird nodded and accepted Lee Tree's offer. Day by day, over the summer, Lee Tree grew amazingly fast. Its hot air rose higher and higher, and its body shook more and more powerfully. Each leaf was scrambling to find the best spot to catch the sunlight. Little Singing Bird could not see the sunlight because the leaves were so densely tight together. The bird could barely move on its own. It was only moving little by little as the leaves were pushing it up towards the sky. The little bird lost sight of the sunlight. It felt like it was trapped in an oven. This felt like it lasted for many, many days. Finally, one day, the leaves started to shake incredibly harder and harder. The temperature grew hotter and hotter. The little bird felt almost completely lost. Suddenly, rays of sunlight glimmered through the leaves. Lee Tree grew so tall that the top of the tree peeked out of the valley. Lee Tree was so excited that it couldn't stop laughing. The terrific surprise stunned Little Singing Bird so greatly that it just stood there perched on top of the leaf in amazement. Its appreciation for Lee Tree grew as it realized how optimistic and diligent the tree had been. Little Singing Bird chirped, "Thank you, thank you," so many times. "I definitely want to learn how to fly." The will to learn and hope to fly built so much courage in Little Singing Bird that its wings started to flap and off it went into the sky. Lee Tree got so excited that it began to lose control. Its leaves changed to an intense fire red color. Lee Tree grew so much out of control with laughter that it needed help. Anxiously, Lee Tree begged, "Help me, please." Little Singing Bird nodded its head and immediately flew to the north to find help. In the center, there was a cold rock island. The strong shing seed sprouted from tightly wound roots. It had squeezed itself out from the rock's crevice to become a big yellow tree. Despite the salty, fishy waves of the sea pounding against the shing tree every day, it stood in its place. Speckled all over the tree were yellow flowers which carried in the air a sweet, delicate fragrance. The insects were very fond of this tree. Zzz, as they continued to snack on the tree. From the beginning of Shing Tree's hard life, Obediently, it repeatedly said, "I must tolerate. I can tolerate." Little Singing Bird caught wind of Xing-tree's mantra and flew towards the tree. It was deeply touched by the tree's fortitude and praised the tree for its courage. In turn, Xing-tree was also touched by the little bird taking interest in its life. Their encounter triggered Xing-tree to slowly reveal how it was feeling sad and depressed. The more it expressed its true feelings, its leaves became more sparse. It began to elaborate on all of its many sufferings. "I have used up my energy to creep my way out from a teeny tiny crevice in a rock. Every day, I withstand the sharp and hard edge of the rock suffocating my freedom, the whip of the salty waves splashing against my body, and the incessant nibbling of the insects." Little Singing Bird sympathetically asked, "Can I help you clean yourself from the insects?" Xing-tree was so happy to hear that the yellow flower started to shimmer and shine in the sparkling golden light. It readily agreed. As the bird was pecking insects off the tree, it asked, "Xing-tree, why don't you move to a better place to grow? You can find many small streams and fertile soil in the valley." Xing-tree shook its yellow leaves to decline. "I cannot go because I promised the cold rock island that I would stay here to raise my children and turn the island into an oasis." The bird was deeply touched and started to sing the song of praise. Suddenly, with a tremendous bluster, a roaring wave clambers the tree. In an instant, all the flowers and the bird were swept away. The tree toppled over as it almost broke into two. The bird got very disoriented. It could only hear the trembling of the tree say continuously, "I have a hard life. I am not afraid of a hard life. I have a hard life. I am not afraid." The wind blew the little bird to the western part of the land. As it was flying in the mist, a giant mighty tree caught the bird's attention. It was a beautiful mix of elegance and honor. The bark was its protective armor, and the delicate gem-like red fruits were planted betwixt the branches. The cool, golden light shimmered on the red leaves. Ding ding dong dong, ding ding dong dong. It was the sound of the armed forces prepared to go if necessary. "Amazing! So beautiful!" the bird shouted excitedly. "Thank you," the tree replied proudly. "To ensure that the fruits have beautiful color, I need the warm sunlight. Do not allow yourself to get sunburnt. To ensure that the fruits obtain a sweet fragrance, I need the regular washing and moisture from the rain. Stay clear from heavy rains. To ensure that the fruits have a full and perfect figure, I need to hear the birds sing. Keep the insects away from infestation." The little bird was very grateful and said, "Thank you so much for offering such good quality fruits to the land and to our forest animals." Tree immediately replied with, "Sorry you misunderstood. Out of respect, dignity, and honor, I need to ensure that the fruits are forever fresh, just like the stars forever shine. I won't let them go." In mid-sentence, a violent wind suddenly came and all the fruits, dung, 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 fell onto the ground. All the leaves, hoo-la-la-la-la-la, flew away with the little bird like a flock of scared sparrows. In the end, Eitri was left naked and crying from having his heart broken. The little bird was blown to the chilly, cold land of the north. It was winter time and there was heavy snow. Little Singing Bird was trembling as it was flying. Through the mist, it sees a naked tree standing in the snow. Silently, without flowers, without fruits, without buds nor leaves, stood a tree grown from the seed called zhi. The black, thick bark wrapped around its tree trunk, which covered and encased its many concentric circles. Zhi tree preferred sitting in silence rather than senseless talking. Only under the sun and only in the right moment, text about how Zhi tree feels about life would appear slowly out from the bark. Its feelings sparkled against the trunk. The freezing cold wind was blowing increasingly stronger as the dust whirled around the tree. Zhi tree could not move, and it was not necessary to move. Among the maddening snowstorm, the icicle-sharp rays of sunshine became round, crystal-like specks of lights when it touched its body. The little bird shivered from the cold and asked the tree why they have not moved to a warmer place. The tree slowly revealed its answer on the trunk after a long silence. The snow supplies me with enough water so that I can enjoy the sunlight and the nourishment from the earth. My energy stays inside since I don't grow buds, leaves, flowers, and fruits. My eyes can concentrate on watching the inner concentric circles grow. My energy grows little by little. It will be released again when the spring wind blows it away. The bird's admiration for the tree's spirit grew. In this moment, it remembered Li tree in the valley. It came to the bird's mind that the combination of Zhi tree's stable energy and energizing cold wind could solve Li tree's out-of-control problem. The little bird asked Zhi tree, "Can I borrow some of your spirit to visit Li tree?" As soon as the little bird received its fuel from Zhi tree, with a bit of cold wind in its beak, it took off for the south. Zhi tree's spirit and cold wind pounced directly onto Li tree. As the wisdom of Zhi tree seeped into Li tree, it stopped shaking. Its red color faded. Its all-over energy became streamlined. Finally, it is calm. The little bird remembered Eitri, who had such a great loss in the autumn. "Perhaps I could give you some of Li tree's encouraging and fearless spirit to Eitri," the little bird wondered. Li tree is more than happy to share its spirit. The little bird flies to Eitri in the west to share Li tree's energetic spirit. Eitri is touched by Li tree's optimistic spirit, one that is willing to help others and is able to face difficulties. As Yi-tree's deep sorrow disappears, leaves and fruits of beautiful color and size begin to grow. Finally, the angry energy of Ren Tree catches up to the little bird. The little bird dodges between the branches of Yi Tree. The angry energy disappears immediately when it touches Yi Tree. The little bird noticed how the spirit of Yi Tree calmed Ren Tree's anger. The little bird asked Yi Tree for help. "Can I give a piece of your leaf to Ren Tree?" When Ren Tree received the leaf, it could sense the grief and sadness once felt by Yi Tree. This empathetic moment gave Ren Tree not only insight to its current situation, but it felt grateful for what it has. Suddenly, all its anger fled. Standing in the east, Xing Tree's distant mantra, coming from the center, could be heard. Now that Ren Tree is more sympathetic with a calm mind, it asked for the little bird's help to send greetings to Xing Tree. The bird agreed and flew to Xing Tree. Xing Tree, deeply touched by Ren's active and happy spirit, the yellow flowers blossom and the branches flourish again. It knew that the negative energy consumed in the painful memory can transform into the positive energy to make itself strong through understanding the pain of others. The 5 trees grew more and more and quickly flourished to become a forest. With the growing amount of trees, there were more birds too. The forest became their paradise. One day, hungry and greedy men came to take away all the seeds. The forest slowly began to disappear along with the birds. The little bird flew back to the holy place. The memory seeds are still flying like the flowing light. It is waiting.